let's see. Now, the program, it belongs to the Institute of Textile and Clothing of the Hong Kong Polytechnic University. Our department is one of the oldest department in PolyU. So long before we become university, our department already there to train textile expertise, textile scientists, because at that time, Hong Kong is still a very, very strong production base for the textile industry. So although the whole industry has shifted from production to other aspects in supply chain, for example, product development, fashion design, fashion retail, and marketing. So our programs in here is also covering all these aspects, so that when you study in the ITC BA in Fashion and Textiles, no matter which specialisms you are in, you will have a chance to learn something from all the aspects in the fashion supply chain. So that makes you kind of very competitive for the fashion industry. At the same time, it's also enable you to a lot more potentials and opportunities that when other industries, they're looking for textile or technology or design experts, you are also capable to take up those challenges. So this is a very important message that I have to share with you. So we have a mission in the ITC in PolyU. We are stationed in Hong Kong, but we are leading the fashion and textile educations and research in the whole world. So we are not just happy to be good in Hong Kong. We are positioning our program as the world-class international program, and the student study in PolyU, you're actually having a lot of chances, lots of opportunities to excel in a global context. As I said, it's a world-class research and education institutions. We are excel in a very special way. So most fashion schools in the world, they have either the fashion and textile design, fashion technology, or fashion business. So I can tell you that we are the only fashion school in the world that have all three aspects. Both are very strong. So we are not just having these a little bit of here and there. Instead, we are world-class in all three aspects. And that's something unique that in PolyU, and not many people knows about it. So fashion and textile design will be mainly on the how you do the fashion sketch, the inspirations, how you come up with your collections, and all the way to the fashion show. For fashion technology, it covers a lot of latest technologies that is affecting everyone's life nowadays. For example, even though the mask you're using when you're outside, these are technologies that we cover. Regarding the Apple Watch, those wearable electronics that you wear every day, it also belongs to us. We have smart wearable, smart sensors. These are all technologies that are affecting everyone's life. And there are lots of business and career prospects in this area. And the third is the fashion business, which is also very strong. And we have professors who work in the industry. At the same time, we also have professors published in the world leading journals regarding, as if our top tier business school in the world. So therefore, that's the uniqueness that we have very strong confidence that you cannot find the same level of competitiveness of all three aspects in other fashion schools in the world. So regarding the research of our department, in the latest publications and the report We are number one in terms of the research impact, which we call H index, which is 62, is the world number one. So it means that is exceeding Cornell, FIT, RCA in terms of research. So it is something that unparalleled and uncomparable by other fashion and textile schools regarding the scientific research. We have the best facilities to enable students and researchers to publish the latest cutting edge researches. And not to mention, we have many awards every year. Just a few in here. I will not go into details, but nationally and internationally highly regard our professors' research capability. In the QS World University ranking, our arts and design is the top 15 in the world. So I think it is not something that at the same time research is number one while arts and design at the same time in the same department is also so competitive. And who are the number one in the world or number two? That will be the RCA, UAL. These are number one or two, and they are our partners. So that means this, our students can also spend 1 or 2 semesters during the academic exchange, student exchange, in those top tier, top 5 QA in art and design discipline. And we have some solid and new research center that you can after you graduate, maybe you are really interested to carry on to research on these aspects like smart textiles, smart wearable electronics, AI, and we have very strong foundations to help students from all disciplines, from the textile discipline or from the design discipline or from the technology disciplines to carry on their research and study. Right now, we have 54 academic and teaching staff. They are from all over the world. They are some from UK, some from United States, some from Canada, okay, some from Singapore, and definitely we have a lot of local Hong Kong professors who have studied in overseas, and they bring in the educations and research and knowledge from other top tier institutions and back to PolyU and share with you. And we have 878 undergraduates. It is one of the largest programs in PolyU. In other words, you have lots of chances to meet different students from different backgrounds. They may be from the fashion design background while you are studying fashion business. You have chances to collaborate with students with different backgrounds and also exchange students, which is quite a number of exchange students coming to our department every year. So the learning experience in ITC is very good. I would like to say that you have a lot of opportunities as long as you be more proactive, you check the deadlines, you apply them and well prepared, and you prepare yourself with good GPA. Basically, you can experience all kinds of exciting activities during your 4 years learning in here. So the first thing that I would like to emphasize is we are kind of number 1 or 2 largest exchange program in PolyU. So we have over 350 students already exchanged out since the last several years, and we have financial support to the students. If you are not sure about the financial, situations, whether your families can support all the expenses, well, you don't have to worry too much because we prepare a lot of scholarships for students to apply for, and you can have a good budget plan, and then you can apply for scholarships. And if you are performing well in GPA and all the others interviews, then we will very likely to give you additional financial support. Not to mention that when you go for exchange, you are only paying the PolyU tuition fee while you are studying in other institutions like Cornell or FIT or University of Westminster or University of Manchester, that they may charge you much higher if you are the overseas student. But when you do go for student exchange, you only need to pay the PolyU tuition fee. So that's something very exciting. So over 60% of our students go to US or UK, and 11% of them go to Sweden. Okay, so where you can see the one of the fashion capital in the world. So on students learning through working, and we have partners with over 80 local and overseas companies to offer internships program to our students. And every year we attract over a few hundred job applications, because every student, you can apply for multiple opportunities. So you can try the productions, the factories in China. You can work with brand like COS. You can work with distributor who managing the brands for the international brands distribution in Hong Kong. So no matter which aspects or for the fashion supply chain, you have a chance to engage with the companies and learn by working over there. And that's free credit bearing electives. That means if you enrolled for the internship summer program, then you not only get the credits, maybe you can also get a salary, get a work experience, and that fulfills the work integrations education requirement that for all our students. And our students are also participating a lot of competitions, because based on my experience of teaching in here for 10 years, students learn most is not what they hear in the lecture. So it's actually what they apply the knowledge in a real life context, in a very specific goal. So the students learn most by joining local and international competitions. So for example, the Hong Kong Fur Design, YDZ, okay, and there are many other fashion, for example, international youth designer competitions. Well, all these are very exciting for fashion design students to demonstrate the creativity and the knowledge in fashion design. If you're a fashion business student, you can also participate in World Retail Congress, and PolyU representing actually Hong Kong and China region, because we are very reputable. They invite us to as the participating university in the last 12 years. And I coached students for the last 10 years, and we won 5 times over other international fashion institutions. So it is pictures in 2019 that's our recent recent champion of our students. So that's a very exciting event, and we every year we encourage students to join all kinds of activities, especially the competitions. We also have the world-class facilities that is incomparable by other smaller size fashion programs in Hong Kong. We have the full set of machine and equipments from the very first process in the textile, which is the making the cleaning up the fibers and making the from fibers to fabrics to a piece of garment showing and all these processes. We have specified workshops and equipments to let students learn the process through the hands-on. So that's something very exciting. We have also photo shooting studio. We have our Mac Lab. We have our 4D theaters that's showing 3D videos and you can have lectures in here. And we have a very large exhibition center demonstrating the world-class pieces on textile design or fashion design. And we have an ITC store that sell our alumni and students' work. So that means once you join our programs, you are already eligible to sell your design through our ITC store, because we encourage students to practice the world, okay, by doing what you're really passionate in. So that's something we are very proud of, and we would like you to experience that. Well, let's continue. We have a lot of scientific lab that enable our students to learn the latest science and technologies. So we have the testing lab for you to learn how to test garment, fabrics, and the features and the properties. And we have dyeing and finishing workshops to teach you how to do very creative dyeing process. We have laser engraving lab. Well, this is one of the latest applications, very popular in the industry. We have material synthesis and process lab. Maybe you will learn something new to create a new way of polymers that will be giving a very, very outstanding properties for a garment. Okay, so these are all very exciting. I really forgot. We have the 3D body scanning lab. That's so important in the digitization of fashion industry nowadays, and our students are able to use all these equipments for their final year project. Okay, so this is something you should know in the first place. Fashion programs in ITC, we actually have a lot. We have our BA honors scheme in fashion and textile. That's what we are talking about today. And we also have a senior year program, a new program called BSc honors in digital fashion. Okay, and we have master programs. We have 3 master programs: MA in fashion textile design, MA in fashion and textiles, and MA in fashion and textile with focus on fashion merchandising. And we also have the MPhil and PhD research degree for you to carry on your research interests. So today we will focus on this one, the 14490, Bachelor of Arts honors scheme in fashion textiles. We have 92 quota in the coming years, and we have 170 senior years place quota. Those are specifically for applicants who have completed their associate degree or high diploma degree in other institutions. So I believe that if you are JUPAS applicants, then you are fighting for the 92 HKDSE quota. And among all these, we also very welcome any international school students. If you are not going through the HKDSE, you are having IB or other GCE A level public exams, we also very welcome you to apply for our programs. And we set aside every year particular numbers of quota for the IB and the GCE A level students to apply for. and we will go through interview in order to choose the best students for our program. So for DSE student, I have to emphasize, we don't have the interview this year. So, but the details I will explain to you later. So for the DSE students, you are entering a program with the 4 years arrangement. For the senior year place students, you are coming in the 3rd year, and the number of credits is less than the 4-year student, but it is not half, because they will definitely have some subjects or credits that you have to bridge in order to make sure you have the full understanding of the whole fashion industry. We have 5 disciplines. The technology, design, knitwear design and technologies, retail and marketing, intimate apparel, and activewear. I would like to go through them and then so that you have an idea which discipline is especially good for you. So let me start with the retail and marketing. As I am a fashion business professor, I'm very familiar with this, and I believe many students or applicants today are passionate in fashions, but you may not actually want to be a designer. So fashion business will be very suitable for you. And for example, we have subjects like fashion retail buying, fashion visual merchandising. Now we are teaching that with the virtual reality. That means you will do it with the virtual reality technologies on the visual merchandising. That's very exciting. We have fashion brand management, which is very important for basically all brands, not just fashion brands. We have omni-channel marketing and retailing. I've been teaching that subject, teaching students how to design online and offline interactions, mobile apps, big data analytics, and social media engagement. And we have luxury fashion management, which is a very unique features over the other business program in Hong Kong. So if you may not know, Hong Kong is the number 5 luxury market in the world. So luxury fashion management is so important in Hong Kong, and no other business school offering these subjects. So that's something we have an edge. We have fashion advertising and promotion, fashion entrepreneurship management, and fashion communication studies. So the fashion communication study are new subjects that, well, teaching you how to communicate through the social media properly, and how to communicate with your target customers. So we have a lot of internships, as I mentioned before, for the fashion business. So to engage you to the real world fashion business and retailers in order to get the first-hand experience. And many of them will give you sponsorships. That means you not only get the experience opportunities, but also the salary. We also have offshore internships. We organize a few overseas internships for students to join. So that's an exciting experience. Some are in Shanghai, some are in Beijing, some are in Italy. Another disciplines that I would like to highlight is our intimate apparel and activewear. So intimate apparels include the underwear and the lingeries, which focus on the comfort, protection, fashionable, and alluring features. While the sportwear, it will be the activewear will be the swimsuit, yoga clothes. Nowadays, it's so important. Basically, all brands, all luxury brands, fashion brands, they will have a collection for that. So intimate apparel and activewear is the sole provider in Asia. So you cannot find another programs in Hong Kong if you are interested on these development. And I can tell you that this is a very good discipline. As first, as I said, is the sole provider, and you can see that all brands are going for these directions, and many new, I mean, the clothes that not just sport wear clothes, the normal daily wear, casual wear clothes, they now focus on the functions. So these are important knowledge that you can obtain from the intimate apparel and activewear. For the fashion design, that's our long-term, most popular, discipline that we are very proud of. We nurture a lot of top talent designers, and they are having their own labels, and they are working globally and doing very well after they graduate. So I would like to emphasize that when you go for the fashion design discipline, you need to have passion, and you need to have very strong originality, and you're willing to work very hard, as design takes you a lot more time because you're never satisfied. And we have some new subjects like menswear design, occasional wear design, and fit solutions, so that when you are graduate from the design discipline, you are not only ready to start your own labels, but you are ready to start, well, a lot of different aspects of collections. And our graduates have an exhibition in PolyU. You are welcome to come to visit it personally in real person. You just have to register it through our website, or you can go through this QR code and goes directly to the virtual reality graduation exhibitions. You can see all the collections from this year graduating students. Other than design discipline, we have a very closely related discipline called knitwear design and technologies. Knitwear design also emphasize the same design elements that we talked about. You need to be very creative. You need to work very hard. But for the knitwear design, it's slightly different because the technologies they used is mainly on the knitting machines. So the knitting machine, I can say we only PolyU have it for this. Discipline, because the machines are so expensive and it's not easy to operate. But our students have a chance to learn it from scratch, and you are able to kind of like a 3D print out your collections through the knitting machines. That's so exciting, and they're so unique in Hong Kong. Now you can see that even shoes, sneakers, we use the knitting technologies, like the fly knit in Nike and other knitting technologies by Adidas and other brands. So knitting technologies has a very bright future if you have the knowledge and the ability to design products like that. And they also have field trips, because every year they will visit Shanghai, visit those big knitting companies in China, because these machines are quite taking up space. So most of those factories now relocated to China or other places instead of Hong Kong. Hong Kong, we still have some small scale knitting factories. And to my understanding, Patagonia, they have some knitting collections produced right here in Hong Kong. So I have a few pieces of that. So that's a very good alternative or another choice if you are interested in design. Finally, I would like to talk about the technology specialisms. They are also the sole education provider in Hong Kong, because no other university have these facilities that we have. And this is the longest tradition part of our PolyU. And there are some new subjects I would like to highlight. For example, the function-focused fibrous products and technologies, because from the fiber levels, we already have certain features and very special functions to make people feel comfortable. And we also have the sustainability in fashion and textiles. This subject is so unique because it is not just talking about the carbon footprints of the garments. It's also talk about branding and marketing. This is a subject that integrates business and technologies, and I teach that subject as well with colleagues with the expertise in the life cycle assessment of fashion products. And we have a 3D CAD pattern. This one is the trend of future, because when you do the 3D CAD, you can see from here, the 3D CAD and virtual sampling is the future trend. I know fashion brands, they're changing the whole design process into digital. They hire people like, well, in 2 or 3 years, I mean, in the last 2 years, they hire over 100 people who knows these 3D CAD software. So our students, once they graduated, they already equipped with this ability to develop fashion products digitally in the computers, and then they send the patterns to the factories, and the factory will do all the production. And technology specialism also have other exciting subjects like functional apparel, smart textiles, and wearable applications. So as I mentioned to you, the sensors embedded in the fabrics is the trend of future. You always want to know your health. That's become the necessity of our society in future. So we have these subjects to equip you to take up these challenges and opportunities. So for I'm not sure how many of you are SY students, and just briefly talk about for the 63 to 75 degree credits of the senior year program, and you will also spend some time for discipline-specific requirements. That's our programs, our ITC subjects, and you have to also fulfill some university requirements. So what we call the general university requirement subjects. So these some like subjects like languages, surface learning will be provided for you to choose, kind of like elective subjects offered by ITC or other departments. So time is running fast. I have 10 more minutes, but it's coming close. So the most important thing for you is the key information. So Jupiter student, you should be able to start to apply for a program starting now all the way until December 9. So during this period, we offer every Saturday 11 a.m. we have a Zoom talk. If you are still not sure after today's information sessions, you are welcome or and I sincerely invite you to join our other online programs upcoming in the for you. And remember to subscribe them in our Facebook, our YouTube, our Instagram. You will find all these announcements in the Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube for these informations. And we will publish some interesting videos and short videos to showcase you some of our professors, and then you will have a taste of what you will learn in ITC. Okay, so for non-Jupiter students, the deadline is slightly longer. Will be next year, February 8th. That means the IB students, GCSE A-level students, you have a bit longer time to think about whether we are suitable for you. Last year, our DSE score of 2021 cohort is 21.2. So this is the average figures of our program, which is quite good. And in PolyU, and I have no crystal ball for this year figures. We can only reference. You can always reference to last year figures. So that's an average. That means it's not necessary to have 21.2 to apply for a program. That means you're slightly lower, you can still apply, and you still got a good chance to get into a program. But something that you have to remember is you have to put it into band A or B because we will give priority to these band A and B students. Okay. And okay, and e-portfolios, and we don't have interview this year, so but you are invited to provide the e-portfolio or personal statements, but these are optional. The thing is, well, DSE score is still the most critical assessment that for your for our estimations of your abilities. So, but for some outstanding students who are we are very confident about your existing portfolios, then you'll be invited to submit it to us for our discipline leader to consider, and we may add score based on your e-portfolio. And you may wonder, if I'm not interested on fashion design, I'm interested on fashion technology, do I have to submit the e-portfolio? The answer is no. Okay, the answer is completely no. You don't have to if you are not pursuing the fashion design specialisms. You simply have to write a personal statement to explain why you want to join our programs and which specialism is most interesting to you, and you want to learn what kind of, knowledge from a program in your personal statements. So that's good enough, and we will consider when the score apply, then we will definitely look at these additional supplementary informations. Okay, together with other extracurricular activities that we invite you to submit to us. So I hope to make it clear that we do not have the interview, we do not have the drawing test in order to get into our program. So you don't have to worry that I'm not studying visual arts. Can I apply? Will I be disadvantaged? My answer is completely no. Okay. So after year one, you will be invited to submit your choices of the specialisms. If you are interested on fashion design, then after year one, you will have a chance to apply to join that specialism. We will do interview at that time, and we will do drawing test at that time, so that everyone's got a chance to learn something to prepare themselves for the specialisms that they are looking for. So I think 90, well, I don't have the exact figures, but most of our students can be joining the first or second choice specialisms out of year one, and there are lots of opportunities. Okay, so at the end, we will encourage our students to go for something that they really love and align with their long-term career plan. And for the DSE students, we have entry scholarships. That's so important. And this information has been put up in our program's website. I will show you in a minute. And if you got any DSE subject with five-star, you get the one-off scholarships. Okay, if you have 3 subjects, you got one-off scholarship of 25,000 Hong Kong dollars, basically half of your tuition fee. And if you have 29 or above overall best 5 DSE score, then you will get a one-off scholarship, so with $35,000. So that's a substantial amount of money to help you to carry on your academics achievements. Okay. So when you after you graduate, there are a lot of career prospects. For example, many of our students are management trainee at international fashion brands. You can be designers, you can be retail analysts, and you can be luxury store managers. Okay, you can be a marketing executives, not only in the fashion industry but all the other retail industry. You can be social media analysts and marketers. I have one student that I know for a long time. He's now working in London as a social media analyst for all kinds of brands. Okay, and you can be a journalist, fashion editors. We have quite a number of students are fashion writers now as a KOL or for fashion magazines. You can also work in the productions if you are really, really hardcore science. Passionate in science, then you have a chance to work in the as the production managers, quality control managers, fashion product development, and laboratory testing scientists. So these are some highlights of our students. A few years after they graduate, they're already working in luxury brands, and some working in other countries, like Ermin Lee, graduated in 2014. Now she's in charge of the Kering eyewear marketing in the whole Asia. Okay, she's now working in Singapore, and I guess many of you have similar opportunities, and at least two of these students participate the competitions that I mentioned before, and I coach them personally, and so that I know they were very successful after they graduate. And if you are in design, intimate apparel discipline, you may have your own collections, your own labels, and we have fashion entrepreneurship subjects to teach you how to start your business. And you can leverage the ITC store to sell your collections. And that's what we do, and as a good starting point. Okay, so thank you so much. And the time is 11:45. And as I said before, do subscribe to the Facebook, Instagram, and the YouTube channels of PolyU ITC. You will get more information every week regarding our programs. And PolyU invites you to give us a feedback about the information days. So you can take a pictures of the QR code, and you may complete it later, because we still have a very exciting sessions of student sharing after I talk. So the student sharing, you can ask the students directly how they feel of studying in here.